Hey there, job seekers. Welcome back to the Mr. Jobs channel, the ultimate destination for nailing that dream job or career promotion. Today, we're going to shake things up with a dive deep into preparing for those nerve-wracking formal interviews. Because let's face it, when it comes to interviewing, you guys are given little or no information about what to expect during the interview meeting, and with limited resources to help you prepare, well, I've had enough of all of that. It's time to shake things up. There is absolutely no point attending an interview if you are not adequately prepared. Just don't bother showing up. Don't do it. Don't go. Why? Because you will not get the job. Somebody else will. Someone who knows how to prepare and is fully versed on the right ways to respond to specific questions. So it's time to arm you with the right advice to conquer those interviews and ensure that you get that call back for a second round interview, or even better, a formal job offer. Today we're focusing on something super important. Something that can be tricky, but handled right should be an absolute breeze for anyone, including you. Today we're tackling the 4 secrets to handling behavioral-based interview questions. So what exactly are behavioral-based interview questions? Well, these are questions that are designed to understand how you've handled various situations in your past work environment. The aim is for you to draw on your real-life experiences, ones gained in a professional setting, at work, or within your previous role. The interviewer wants to test your ability and understand how you may have responded in specific professional situations or scenarios. Employers use these techniques to predict how you might perform in the future based on your past behavior. The idea is that past behavior is the best predictor of future performance. These behavioral-based questions typically start with, "Tell me about a time when," or "Give me an example of." The purpose of these questions is to dig deep into your past experience to assess your skills and abilities and your fit for the role. If behavioral-based interview questions are asked correctly, you simply cannot answer these questions with a yes or no response. You will need to provide detail and commentary and will need to draw on your experience that you have been through in a similar scenario. An important point to note here is that your responses must be related to your experience, not everybody else's, not the whole team or the business or the group of people you work within. It must be your own personal experience. Often people fall into the trap of talking about what we did or when we were under pressure. That's okay for just a moment, but really your response has to be mostly about what I did in this project was, or my personal involvement was instrumental in the success of this project. Your interviewer will be looking out for this approach. Behavioral-based interview questions help employers understand how you think, how you handle challenges, and how you work within a team or independently. It's all about getting a clear picture of the kind of employee you will likely become if and when you join the company. So how do we handle behavioral-based interview questions effectively? Well, let's work through it step by step. First up, I'll give you 5 common examples of behavioral-based interview questions. These are: tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult customer. Describe a situation where you had to meet a tight deadline. Give me an example of when you worked as part of a team. Tell me about a time when you had to resolve a conflict at work. And lastly, describe a situation where you showed leadership. So what are the secrets to handling these types of questions? Well, just think of a star. There is only one way, well actually there's 4 ways, to answer these questions effectively. You need to use the STAR method. STAR. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. It is a structured way of responding that ensures you cover all of the bases and provide a comprehensive answer. Here's how it works. Situation. Set the scene and give context. Task. Explain what your responsibility was. Thirdly, action. Describe what steps you took to address the situation. And fourth, the result. Share the outcomes of your actions. Using the STAR method helps you stay organized and focused on the details of the scenario, making your answers clear and compelling. You will need to draw on your specific experiences that are relevant to the question. And in reality, this type of questioning and the way in which it is worded makes it really difficult for anyone to make up a fictitious answer. It will be blatantly obvious if you are trying to fabricate your response. Guys, if you cannot answer a question in an interview, just be honest and say so. Don't try and blag it, you will only fail disastrously. So let's go back to our example questions we used earlier and see how we can use the STAR method to answer them comprehensively. Remember the difficult customer situation? So the situation was I was working as a customer service representative at XYZ company. The task? A customer was extremely upset because their order was delayed. Action? I listened to the customer's concerns, I apologized for the inconvenience and offered a discount on their next purchase. I also expedited their current order. Result? The customer was satisfied with the resolution and continued to do business with us, leaving a positive review online. Remember the tight deadline question? The situation? Well, I was part of a team working on a major project with a tight deadline. Task? Well, my role was to complete the final report within 3 days. My action? I organized my tasks, worked extra hours, and collaborated closely with my team to ensure accuracy and completeness. The result? We submitted the report on time and it was well received by the client, leading to additional business. Great. The next question was about working as part of a team. So the situation. During my time at ABC Core, we were tasked with launching a new product. My task? Well, my responsibility was to coordinate the marketing efforts. Action? I facilitated regular team meetings, assigned tasks based on individual strengths, and ensured open communication. The result? Well, the product launch was a success, exceeding our sales targets by 20%. Fantastic. Next up was handling conflict resolution. The situation was that there was a disagreement between two members on how to approach a project. The task? Well, as the team lead, it was my job to mediate and find a solution. My action? I held a meeting with both parties, listened to their perspectives, and helped them find a common ground and a compromise. The result? Well, the conflict was resolved and the project was completed successfully with both team members feeling valued. Remember the one about when you showed leadership? Well, the situation was while I was at DEF Incorporated, our department was undergoing a major reorganization. My task? Well, I was tasked with leading the transition and ensuring the team morale remained high. So I communicated transparently with the team, provided support and resources, and encouraged open feedback. Ultimately, the transition went smoothly and the team productivity increased by 15% during the change. Easy, hey? Remember guys, if you found these tips helpful, smash that like button, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss out on any more game-changing career advice and tips. Also drop me a comment below if you have faced any tricky behavioral-based questions and tell me how you handled it. Or if you've been asked some crazy interview questions, I'd love to hear your stories and maybe we can make a feature of it. But remember guys, keep it real. Giving real life examples from your professional experience is absolutely imperative during an interview. These genuine stories are so much better than anything you can make up on the spot. You might not be able to predict every behavioral question that's thrown at you, But knowing your own CV inside and out and truly understanding your value and experience will set you up for success in interviews. It sounds crazy to suggest this, but you must know your CV in order to know your value. A simple trick that can really help you before an interview is to read through your CV thoroughly before you attend that interview. Remind yourself of all of your previous career roles. Spend a few minutes thinking about any challenges or situations that you handled positively or even negatively. When you worked in a team or when you worked alone. Think about any major projects you were involved in and what went well and what didn't. Try to recall any unusual circumstances or instances that you feel you added value to the situation beyond anything normal or day-to-day. Well, that's it for today, folks. Get out there and nail that interview. And until next time, keep hustling, keep growing, and keep pushing forward. And don't forget to subscribe. You've got this, guys.